Hi guys, and welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see today, I'm a firefighter. I'm out here saving lives. I'm lying, I'm not saving lives. Anyways, guys, as you can see, today's video setup is low-key kind of different. Like, you can see kind of my bookshelf, so I'm getting used to this. And I also have a mic. Can you hear me? That's the purpose of a mic, so you can hear me, you know? Still gonna be me, but it's just I have a different setup. And yeah, we're getting more proficient at YouTubing. Clearly we're not. Anyways, let's get to the video of today's video. Look at my blanket, guys. Isn't it so cute? It's like stars. But anyways, I'm really filming this like at night, so I'm trying to be comfortable, you know what I mean? Today's video, we're gonna talk about my bookish icks. And if you guys don't know what icks are, it's basically play. So I forgot what I was gonna say. Time to get a script, guys, because your girl has the memory of a goldfish and I keep forgetting what I'm gonna say. These icks are gonna be romance book based. Okay, now we're gonna start with my icks. Please ignore my list if it's very long. Ick number 1, coming out top of the list, is one that I think many people will agree: pregnancy trope. There has only been 2 books that I've read pregnancy trope and I did not hate, and that is very rare because anytime I hear a book has pregnancy trope, I will never read it, or I'll read it and no one has told me and I'll drop the book immediately. The 2 books that I read that I actually liked the pregnancy trope in was Long Shot, and I would not recommend this book to anyone because it's very traumatic. I don't think will ever recover from that book. It was just a lot happening. It was a good book, don't get me wrong, but it was just like, whoa. There's a lot of happening here. And another book was Champagne Wrath. It's a dark romance book. A book kind of revolves around the pregnancy trope because there's a one night stand and she gets pregnant. But I actually kind of liked it. I was very close to dropping it because when I read it, I was like, pregnancy? So don't ever recommend me a pregnancy trope unless you want me to go through suffering and pain, and I don't. And is anyone that evil to make me go through suffering and pain? Next on my bookish icks is books that are advertised as enemies to lovers when they're actually just a workplace romance, or when they're just basically a banter, not enemies. When I say I want to read an enemies to lovers, I mean he killed her father and now she's getting revenge on him, but then they fall in love. Yeah, it's kind of fucked up, but that's what I mean when I mean enemies. I don't mean they work together and they hate each other's asses. Like, that's not enemies to lovers. Like, why are you lying? Especially when authors do that. When authors do that, it's just what gets me worse. Like, I get the readers doing it because, you know, readers are always trying to get people to read books that they like and yada, 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 and recommending. But when it's an author doing it, it's just a ick. Like, I don't want to ever read your books again. Like, why would you lie to me and say this is enemies to lovers when it's literally not? The most enemies to lovers thing they did is stick up a middle finger at each other and call each other in a very offensive word. Like, that's not enemies to lover. Like, if you read fantasy books and you read contemporary romance, you know what I mean when I say enemies to lovers. So when you're also a fantasy reader and a contemporary reader, and books are advertised as enemies to lovers, you're gonna see that it's not enemies to lovers and you're gonna get mad. That's the type of person that's the type of other fantasy and contemporary romance readers are like. So I expect enemies to lovers. I expect somebody attempting to murder somebody. And authors, please don't do that. Like, that's just a put off. Like, I'm not gonna read the rest of your books. Like, don't try me like that ever again. I'm being dead ass. Next on this list is when the male character, the guy, the male interest, keeps mentioning the female character's height. Now I'm talking about like when the male character is like Where's your pants? My sister came in my room with no pants.
Why would you say that?
Do you have any commentary to say? You have any commentary?
You're done.
I can't believe this is the type of people I live with. As I was saying, when the female character is about, let's say, 6'2", and the female character is like 5'2", first of all, authors, can you guys stop making a whole foot height difference? Like, I find that very weird. Like, I get if she's 5'2" and he's like 5'11", 6 feet, but you're telling me she's 6'2" and he's 6'7"? Babes, he's gonna look like a father walking around with a little woman. Like, come on. It's such an ick when the male character keeps mentioning her height. Oh my gosh, she's so short, she looks like my child walking around. I'ma stop you right there. Cause what? I'm a short woman. I'm 5'2", almost 5'3". Yeah, I'm gonna say almost 5'3" because I'm basically 5'3". If I'm 5'3" and my man is 6 feet, that's very reasonable for me because 6 feet is really tall for me. When we're together, I don't want you to keep mentioning my height. Like, that's not my whole personality trait. AKA the hating game. I never read the hating game, but that's what I heard. So I'm gonna believe y'all who didn't like it. That's the reason why I didn't read the hating game, because I heard that the author kept mentioning height difference. That's such a put off because I'm a short woman. When I read books, I don't want to be feeling like I'm short as hell. Do you get it? Only short people will get this. Short people, back me up, okay? Y'all get it. Next on my list is when there's an age gap. And by the way, if you guys didn't know, I love age gap. I'm an age gap advocate. Sue me. My favorite celebrities are like 40 something years old and older. I have a crush on a 50-year-old celebrity. Do you know how insane that is? And I am not even 20 yet. I'm not saying I would get with them. That's illegal and weird, and no, I would never do that.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
I'm just saying, like, you're fine. Like, you're fine. No harm done there. The author advocates this as an age gap, so I'm like, okay, let me read this. Then it goes, she was 17. When I say age gap, it should not be under the age of 20. Under the age of 20 is pedophilia. I said what I said. She's 17 and he's 26. Do you see that eyebrow raise I just did there? Yeah. Oh. Because I will be mad. You're telling me she's 17 and he's 26. Stop doing that to me. Don't ever do that. That's disrespectful. A really good age gap I read was Cold Team. It's a Mariana Zapata book. So if you know Mariana Zapata, she does age gap very well. And she does sports romance. Like, for example, Cold Team, she was 26 and he was like 42. I don't mind that. I don't think that's bad. Like, she's a full grown adult. She has a life. She has a job. She's secure. 26 is a very reasonable adult age, and he was 42. Like, that is reasonable. I don't mind a like 15-year age gap when they're both reasonable adults. But it's like when she's 20 or 19 and he's like 30 something, that man has a life. Like, what do you guys even talk about? Can we talk about the economic state of the world?
And I go around sometimes and I hang out with other people that are my age, and they're just kind of just selfie. I'm just like, dude, like, oh my god, like, can we talk about like the political and economic state of the world right now?
It's just like, what do you even talk about when you're 19 and your partner is 34? Like, what do you talk about? Like, I just don't get it. And I love age gap, but it has to be reasonable. It has to make sense. It cannot be something dumb. Next on my list of bookish icks is sexual assault. This one is very sensitive, so be aware. I'm gonna go out and say I hate Penelope Douglas. 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 I'm sick of her. I'm sick of you guys recommending Penelope Douglas to me. If I catch one more person, tell me, oh my god, you should read the Dark Horse, whatever it's called. I don't care. I don't want to hear Penelope Douglas when you are recommending me a book. I don't want to see her. I don't want to see her books. I don't want to see her characters. Nothing. Why? Because she has romanticized sexual assault on many occasions, and people have let it slide, and people have loved it, and I don't condone that. That is such a ick to me. It's such a turn off for me, and I really love dark romance, but that is one thing I will never slide. I have my own morals, and essay is not something I will enjoy reading about. No thank you. It is a very sensitive topic to have people romanticize guys who rape other women. Sexual harassment, abuse, physical assault, I don't condone that. I don't think a man should ever hit a woman. It's just way too explicit, so that's like really something I don't read about, and it's a very bookish ick up for me. Yeah, and that's where I'm gonna leave it at. Next on my bookish icks, oh my god, how many have I done? Next on my bookish icks is a romance book where we are getting just absolute filthy smut throughout the whole book. No plot. Babes, that is not a romance book. When I say romance, I want relationships. I want conversations. I want some feelings. I wanna feel like I'm like the third person in the relationship. I wanna feel like I'm third wheeling. Like, I started reading first. People really had me reading Colleen Hoover. I read like 3 Colleen Hoover books, by the way. People only like it not because because of the plot. There was a non-existent plot, by the way, but because of the smut. Take that away from me. Take it. Throw it away. Don't put me through that pain. Okay, next on this list is long chapters. There should be no reason a chapter is 25 pages. I beg, please take that away from me. Who I look like reading 25-page chapter? I beg. That's all I'm gonna say. Long chapters. Give me a book with short chapters, cause what do you gotta say in a chapter for it to be 20 to 40 pages? Like, God forbid. Take it away from me. Hey guys, I'm back. Picked up the mic. Ooh, this girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. That girl was in fact not on fire. Next bookish ick. Insta love. I don't believe in insta love. You're telling me the first chapter is she looks up, she lays eyes on the finest man she has ever seen. She falls in love with him. Starry eyes. Down bad for the blonde, blue-eyed man named John. I don't believe in insta love. Maybe because I'm a romanticist, I believe in getting to know your partner and falling in love with someone you know, and like not just because they look fine or like they just picked up a pencil for you. Like, I don't believe in insta love. If I start a book and it's insta love, I'm dropping it. If no one wouldn't even try to get near something, that's an insta love. You get what I mean? Next on my bookish icks. Okay, this one is kind of like in the between. Like, some people love it and some people hate it, but I'm like right in the middle. Love triangles. Like, okay, so there's the main interest and then the two interests. Like, I don't mind some love triangles because, like, obviously, like, there's a choice in love triangles, but I hate when there's a love triangle and the main interest cannot keep herself in one place. She's like, oh, I have options, let me go through all of my options. Like, no, babes, pick one. But then I also like love triangles because it brings angst, you know, it brings angst to the, you know, the story and the couple I am rooting for. But then I also hate love triangles because sometimes she gets with the person I don't want her to be with. You get what I mean? It's still an ick for me at the end of the day when I think about it, because why would I want there to be two love options? Like, I don't have two love options in my life. Why should you? I don't care if you're a paper on trees written by some human. I don't care. If I don't get a love triangle, you don't get a love triangle. This is not an Elena Gilbert. This is not a Catherine moment. No, sit down. This is not a Belly moment. You're not Conrad or Jeremiah. Sit down, bro. Sit down. This one is a specific trope. When I'm reading a specific trope is Grumpy X Sunshine. I love Grumpy X Sunshine because I think I'm a sunshine person. I don't know. I'm grumpy at times. Like, who isn't? But when it comes to Grumpy X Sunshine, I expect grumpiness. I expect sunshine. What I don't expect is Sunshine to be childish. No, Sunshine does not equal acting like a child. Sunshine is just means you're very optimistic. You're very hopeful. You like to see the best out of every situation. Like, that's what a sunshine is. That doesn't mean,
oh my god, I can't color in between the lines. Can you help me?
no, babes. You're gonna color inside the line because you know you can do it. You know you have the opportunity to color inside the line. Like on Wattpad, like when people write Grumpy X Sunshine, when I used to read Wattpad, I absolutely had to drop the book when the sunshine girl was acting like she's never been out in the real world. Like, you're in the real world. You know not everything is sunshine. Stop acting like a child. Like, I have siblings and these sunshines be acting like my siblings. I'm the oldest of 4 siblings. They are all children. Why are they acting like a child? Like, it just bothers me. It just makes me want to like not exist anymore. You know what I mean? Anyways, don't give me a Grumpy X Sunshine because I will get mad. Another one of my bookish icks is the jealousy trope. I love the jealousy tropes. Don't get me wrong. The female character gets the male character jealous. I'm just like, you're such a badass. You really had him right there. But when the female character gets jealous, get out my face. If you're an author and you're watching this and you're writing a little romance book and you're like, you know what, I want to include a little jealousy because like, who isn't jealous when they're in a relationship? Don't make a girl look like a fool. A woman should not be jealous. I don't care. If he tries to make her jealous, she's gonna give a I don't fuck. She's gonna play a hard to get. She's gonna give a I don't care mood, but she would never ever be jealous. Not to say that there shouldn't be women shouldn't be jealous. Obviously they're gonna be jealous. Like, it's a natural feeling, but I feel like the author shouldn't making the female character when she's in a jealous state do some stupid stuff. Like, it's just dumb to me. It's a ick. It throws me off. Like, why are women in a fictional world trying to act like this? Like, come on, you're a woman, and woman written by women should be strong, independent women with a man that loves her, who will do anything for her, because why not? But like, please don't be acting dumb. Like, it just throws me off. Like, it just makes me want to throw the book in the trash. Like, that whole moment just ruined it for me. Also, I missed something, but I just want to go back to the Grumpy X Sunshine. I talked about sunshine, but I did not talk about grumpy. When I say grumpy, I also want to say like morally gray men. They should not be dumbasses. That's not what a grumpy is. A grumpy is someone who's sorrowful, like yada yada yada, morally gray. But it's not somebody who should be calling our female character a bitch. Like, if I catch that, you're out. Book is out. Ick. Automatic. Ick. Icky. No. For example, guys, do you guys see this book right here? Terms and Conditions. Yeah, that book went from a 4-star to a 2-star. Why? Because Mr. Grumpy here said some rude stuff to my girl Iris. If you want to see my review of that book, go on my Instagram. That book is just, I don't like Grumpy. I don't like it at all. It just makes me want to cry. It just makes me sad. You did all that love for my girl just to be a grumpy to her. Like, no. Especially a sunshine character. It just hurts me so much. Okay, my next bookish ick is when the love interests are enemies to lovers based on a misconception. I find that so bothersome. Like, you guys really were out here enemies to lovers because she forgot to sharpen your pencil. Like, was it ever that serious? And that's all I'm gonna say, because if I keep talking about this, I'm gonna have a bunch of books to say. We don't have the time for that, nor the energy, you know. Next bookish X is when female character plays some music, some slow music, and then the male character grabs her hand and they're dancing, and I'm like, okay, they're dancing, and then he opens his mouth and starts singing. What made you think you can open your mouth and sing? Why would you ruin the mood like that? Like in Twisted Love, every time I try to forget this every single time, but like this is the first book that came to mind. Twisted Love, there was a scene where Alex he sings, and I said, and I wipe it from my memory, but every month TikTok reminds me that Alex sung in Twisted Love. So it's like I can't even get it out of my head anymore. Like authors don't make your male character sing. Like it's such a turn off. Like if I saw that in real life, like this is not High School Musical. You don't just get to sing in the middle of the hallway. Like you're not Troy Bolton. Like you can't do that. Okay, my next bookish ick is when the epilogue is not of the characters 20 years later or 30 years later, when they're happy, when they're like doing like something good. Like I need a good epilogue to end the story, right? If it's not a series, I need a good epilogue, and the epilogue is just the female character got pregnant. Babes, I know she got pregnant. Like I would too if I was you. I need more than just a pregnancy. I need to see them with like 3 kids running around the living room and they're happy, they're retired and stuff. Not retired, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I need to see something more than just she got pregnant, she got married. Like, I know you got pregnant and I know you got married. Or when the epilogue is like, it shows it's like a time jump 5 years later and they broke up. Like, you really made me read 600 pages for them to break up. Like, what type of author is that, Crow? Another thing is when it comes to physical books, when I'm reading a series and the covers are not matching, that bothers me a lot. Like, you don't get how much that bothers. For example, once again, we're gonna use Lauren Asher's books. I'm just gonna grab it. I'm so scared. I have the fine print, but it's with my cousin who's borrowing. Oh my god, do you guys see how like they kind of like the covers just make sense? Like especially like the covers of these, I really love the covers, even though these are not the best books I've ever read. I don't know what exactly is drawn on the cover, but do you guys see how the covers match? Like literally they go so well together. They go so well together. That's what I need. I don't want to see a series where the covers don't match. Like it's just gonna bother me. Colors go so well together. If I had the fine print, you would see like all 3 covers are just great. Like also, if you guys see here, this is not romance, this is fantasy, but do you guys see how the spine matches? Like they just go so well together. Also, when it's covers, people on covers of romance books, like I'm reading dark romance and I see a man with tattoos and he looks nothing like what I envisioned of the male character. I don't want that. I don't want that. Get that away from me. Or when they're like naked, like, do I really want a book of a man who doesn't have a shirt on? Like, it's so annoying. I mean, he has a shirt on, but look at this cover by Lucy Score. Like, it's so ugly. Like, that's why I just had to, like, shove it in between some books and hope. I messed up my bookshelf. I'll fix that later, guys. Oh, I have to hide those covers. Also, most of the time, if there's no they're unpublished, like they're not published by like companies, I get that, but it's like still you could do better. And we're still on the topic covers, romance covers, when it's whatever this is. Like this one is cute though. Like, let me not use this as an example. I'm not gonna use that example because that would be wrong. Ali Hazelwood, I like her books. I don't know, some people don't, and I get it. Like I get why you wouldn't like it, but like for example, like Love on the Brain, like, I mean, it's cute, but it's like so overdone. It just bothers me. Like romance books, have some difference, have some nice covers. This Things We Could Never Got Over. This is a nice cover. I like this cover. I don't care what anyone says. I like this cover because it's not overdone. Like it's very simple and it's nice and it's like giving romance book, right? I don't like what's inside this book, but we're gonna ignore that fact because I like the cover. That's why I bought it, because I like the cover. So covers do a lot. They encourage me a lot to decide whether to read a book or not. If the cover is bad, I'm gonna be very hesitant and I most likely won't buy the cover. But if it's good, I'll buy it even if the book is bad. Things We Never Got Over. That is all for my bookish icks. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want more, literally just let me know. Like I will do a part 2. I have so many bookish icks. Like I read a lot, so obviously I have a lot to say about things I don't like in books and things I love. If you guys want to see my things that are not icky that I really love in books, just comment down below. I got you guys. That is all for today's video, guys. And if you're new here, subscribe. Don't forget to like and comment and turn on your post notification, guys, because you are gonna want to be here when I'm here. You know what I mean? Thank you so much. I love you guys. Bye. Bye. Mwah.